And this last question with the topic that was brought up in the last session. The meth and opioid addiction are huge issues facing our state. What do you believe can be done about it? Susan started that last.
Al spoke right, so I must have gone first, so it wasn't Rob's turn.
That makes sense. A good question. Right. Again, a good question, and one of the main ones facing us today. One, I don't want to micromanage how any physician is doing his or her job, but recognize that we need those people to be very deliberate about the amounts that they're prescribing and the refills that they're allowing, and that is one of the largest issues, because I think everybody in here has heard somebody say, I've got several hydrocodone or oxycodone or what have you at my house because I was prescribed them for this or that or the other thing. Ladies and gentlemen, those don't always end up being utilized in the fashion that they were intended. And there are a lot of people breaking into houses and whatnot. It's a tough issue. I think that one of the things that was mentioned in the last debate was the treatment facility that we sold. That was a mistake. I think we'll be building probably a facility down the road to address these issues, but this is one of the paramount issues facing our state today. Thank you.
Is the question just on opioids?
Meth and opioids.
Meth too? Okay. Well then, I was on Judiciary Committee these last couple of years. We have done some things to tighten up some laws. We've increased the penalties for various offenses. I love what Angela Kennecke is doing with her grief. Down in Sioux Falls, she lost the daughter to fentanyl poisoning, I believe, 3 days before they were going to take her to a drug treatment center. South Dakota as a state, our women's prison is overflowing, and it's drug issues. We are starting some drug courts and some mental health courts that are going to help. They take extra money up front, so it's always a struggle to get the money to get them created, and it's also a big job just at the local level to get all the parties working together that need to work together to get a mental health court functional. But we're doing some good things. Otherwise, that is definitely an issue where the community needs to do what they can to be vigilant to help each other. Thank you.
The question related to people that start on drugs. I started my career as a teacher, and one of the things I learned as a teacher was the kids that have a passion for one thing will be successful in life. Whether it's football or reading, or in my daughter's situation, Johnny Cabell dance. She had a passion for that. She didn't have time to go down the wrong path because she had a passion that she wanted to pursue. And that's the same with us adults. If you have a passion, something that you're pursuing, it's likely to keep you out of those situations. And what we can do is, we all need to do something. In other words, family, friends, employers, employees, anytime you can get somebody actively engaged in having a passion, whether it's, whatever the passion is, they're going to stay out of trouble and do better. And maybe that passion is their family. Maybe that passion is soccer. It doesn't matter what the passion is, but as long as the people that get in trouble are those that do not wake up in the morning and have a passion for accomplishing something. So that's the biggest thing we can do. And part of that is what I said earlier, just be nice to everybody, because you don't know what crisis they're experiencing in their life. So, thank you.
Of course, what we're really here to do is talk to you about what we'll do in peer as policymakers. Individual actions are great, please do them. But when you send me to peer as your senator, I'm going to focus on at least one overall solution that can help address meth, opioid addiction, all of that, and maybe the mental wellness that we addressed earlier. If you want people to be healthy, stay off drugs, have good, the ability to maintain their own mental health and wellness, you need a solid education system. And that's something we do as a community and as a state, is make sure that we're providing every child in this state access to a free, fair, and public education that will give them all the tools they need to then move out into the world and have great job prospects, have, for further education or VOTEC or get jobs, whatever, so that they won't fall into the kind of despair and difficulty that is responsible for a lot of, at least on the meth side of addictions. You got to make sure people have opportunities, and that starts with good education. We do that right, we solve a good 90% of our problems. Then, on opioids in particular, which, what happens? You get sick, you end up on painkillers, and then you're hooked. Like Brock said, I think that's a really good idea, and I know the legislature has done some improvements on that, saying doctors, pharmacists, count your pills, see who's getting what, monitor that. That's a good practical solution that happens through good, attentive policy.
All right.